We're building the ultimate 2024 crypto portfolio to maximize returns. This might be retail's last chance to have massive upside in the crypto market before BlackRock and the big banks enter into the crypto arena. We're going to be looking at the top projects and the top ecosystems that I think are going to have the highest returns this year. And as others have pointed out, there's going to be 3 huge catalysts for 2024 that are going to push crypto to new highs. First off, we have an event that only happens once every 4 years. The Bitcoin halving. In April, the amount that is rewarded to miners for help securing the Bitcoin network will be cut in half. Every single time this has happened in the past, it has preceded a massive bull run. Next up is the increasingly high likelihood we're going to get a Bitcoin ETF in the first part of 2024. This will bring Bitcoin exposure to the biggest banks in the world. And not only that, this is potentially trillions of dollars on the sidelines. And last but not least, it looks like Fed officials are finally at a point where they can start lowering interest rate cuts for the Q1 or Q2 2024. This is going to be great for risk-on assets like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So now's the time to start identifying which trends are going to be big in 2024 and start accumulating the top projects within those niches. We want winners in these categories, so we're going to be looking at a few indicators for success here. The first indicator for success, will this have a hype cycle this year? When crypto has a hype cycle, all normal price metrics just go out of the window. A previous hype cycle would be AI. We saw that about a year ago when ChatGPT was released from OpenAI team. Every AI coin just basically started melting faces at that point, and we're all just printing green candles one after another. So what are the hype cycles going to be in 2024? The second indicator for success is network effects. We're going to be looking for the top coins within an ecosystem. Are they the top player, or are they the only one solving a problem unlike their competitors? I'm definitely a strong believer in network effects or Metcalfe's law, especially in tech. There's a reason we only see one search engine. The same thing, there's only one Airbnb, there's only one digital gold. So I expect the network effects to carry over from tech into crypto. And because of this, we're going to be looking at the top coins within each category. The last, but probably the most important indicator is the tokenomics. So we're going to be looking at the tokenomics to see, have they diluted the supply so much so where we can't get a 10x in this next cycle? Are there any huge cliffs, any huge unlocks looming on the horizon that you need to keep an eye out for? We're going to be looking at all those. So besides Ethereum and Bitcoin, we want to make sure there's 10x potential for each and every project we're looking at today. Anything less than 10x, we are not interested in. And the reason I don't say Bitcoin or Ethereum, I think it's a little unlikely that they can 10x from these levels. That would be over a $20,000 Ethereum this year and over a $350,000 Bitcoin. I think that's a little unrealistic. So we're coming in for the 10x for the altcoins. But I do think Bitcoin and ETH should make up a bulk of any portfolio. So we have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum. These are L1s. So what are the other L1s? This is our first category. What's the top L1s I'm looking at to invest in 2024? So after Bitcoin, after Ethereum, the L1 that excites me most is Cardano. I've been looking at Cardano for a while, and the reason I'm so bullish is how it hasn't been bullish for 2023. We're going to look at Solana just for a quick comparison. Now, Solana might outperform many coins, but I think for 2024, Cardano will outperform Solana. Let me tell you why. We go back to the beginning of the year. Solana was $8 and right around $9. You can see it right there. $9 Solana, $10 Solana. Right now, it is $110. So Solana has done an 11x in the past 12 months. What has Cardano done in that same time period? Cardano, we go back to January right here, and you're going to see Cardano right around 25 cents, yet now we haven't even done a 3x. So Solana has done an 11x in 2023. Cardano's done a 2.5x in that same time period. So I expect Cardano to kind of catch up with that multiple. And for that reason, I'm pretty bullish on Cardano as far as price action goes. Plus Charles Hoskinson, IOHK, they're building steadily, and the DeFi products coming out of there, the gaming products coming out of there, I think Cardano is going to have a fantastic 2024. It is definitely a large part of my portfolio for those reasons. Now, the next L1 on my radar is ICP. ICP had a lot of fanfare when it first launched, very high valuation, but has then since cratered. And in fact, when you start zooming out, you really have to play with that y-axis. Oh, whoa, it was way up there. Even higher, even higher. Whoa, what is going on with this coin? When will it ever stop, folks? You can see it. It was all the way up near above $2,000, and you really got to stretch that out to see any kind of action. But now I'm looking at the price, and it looks a lot better, folks. Here you can see the last 12 months of price action and potential bull flag forming on here. Now, ICP, the builders behind ICP always tout how awesome this blockchain is in compared to other blockchains, but let's actually look at some numbers here. Here we have ICP, 11,000 transactions per second. Compared to some of its peers, doesn't really look that strong in comparison. ICP, very, very strong tech here. Finality is under 1 second compared to, a lot longer for some of these other chains. But the storage capability is really what has me excited here. You can see how much it costs just for a gigabyte of storage versus ICP, only $5. Virtual Bacon did a great explanation on the front end and back end developments, as well as the storage part of ICP. I'm gonna let him explain it.
Long story short, ICP compared to Filecoin and Arweave is truly next gen. It's not only able to support things like storage and smart contracts like Filecoin and Arweave can support, it also has native support for both front-end and back-end web hosting.
So because of the strength of the tech, and everyone loves a good comeback kid story, everyone loves the little Cinderella champion story, I would keep an eye out on ICP. Every developer I talk to loves ICP, and that makes me very bullish for the project. Next up, we have our final L1 play, everybody, and you're going to like this one. And that's Celestia. Now, I have a pretty simple thesis on why I think Celestia is going to be huge. And that it has levels in which you can interact or help secure the network. They have a beginner mode, intermediate mode, and advanced mode. So it has a little bit for everybody, but I'm really excited about beginner mode. Now, when retail comes in 2024, 2025, I expect a very simple narrative to become popular. Oh, I could mine on my phone, mining on my phone, beep, boop, beep. I have a smartphone and this phone has a chip in it and the chip is making money while I sleep. I think that is going to be a narrative, mining on your phone, earning passive income while you sleep with your smartphone that's probably plugged into your parents' electricity. People are going to be very bullish on this narrative. Now, deploying a light node isn't technically mining crypto on your phone, but for retail, essentially is going to feel the same. And I expect TIA to really catapult off of that narrative. But let me warn you, I got to warn you about TIA. There is something scary with Celestia, and I'm waiting for this to deploy more capital. That is the token unlock. If we scroll down here, we can see starting right here, October 29th, 2024, a massive amount of tokens are going to hit the market. Unlock supply is going to go from 267 million to 443 million and then just increase from there. So I would keep an eye out on this October event. I don't hate buying at these levels, but if you're buying at these levels, you need to have an exit strategy and you need to think about this token unlock happening in October. Now it's time for us to look at the next sector of crypto, and that is DeFi. I have 3 choices for DeFi. One, probably not going to surprise you. The other 2, I would keep an eye out on these projects. My first DeFi pick is, of course, Chainlink. I think Chainlink needs to be in every crypto trader's portfolio if they have more than 10 coins at least. I love Chainlink, and it is a mandatory middle layer for Web3 moving forward. What does mandatory middle layer mean? There's going to be more and more of a need for data that is off-chain to then be brought on-chain. And think a price feed, an NFT that shows you the weather, or some sort of crypto sports betting application. Everything I mentioned will need information off-chain to be brought on-chain, and that's where Chainlink really shines. Chainlink hit $50 last cycle. Right now it is $16. I do think it can hit around $100, so not quite a 10x, but there are some calls for Chainlink to be a top 5 or top 10 project. If Chainlink manages to break into the top 10, I think a $200 Chainlink is not out of the question. So I would give you about a 13x from this level. One last thing I'm bullish on Chainlink is the CCIP. This is the cross-chain interoperability protocol. This allows other chains to all essentially use the same language. BlackRock, with real-world assets being tokenized, is going to be using CCIP in a big way. So if we do expect institutions to pour into crypto and eventually your home mortgage is an NFT, CCIP and Chainlink will be huge winners here. But what's the next DeFi project? And that is an Avalanche DeFi play called Benki. You can buy this on Coinbase, and we had covered this in a previous video. Now, Benki, you have to watch this video because I do a really good job explaining why I'm bullish on Benki, but I got in under a penny, and right now you can see it is over 2 cents, but barely holding on to 2 cents with dear life, but nearly was 4 cents just a week or two ago, folks. So keep an eye out on this one. It looks like we got a nice, healthy pullback, and I wouldn't want to buy at 3.5 cents, but I definitely like buying at 2 cents. So keep an eye out on that one and watch this video if you want to know more information. Crypto gems with massive upside, top AVAX coins. Their socials, they're putting out a lot of regular updates, and they really seem to have a strong community, so I keep an eye out on this one. Think of it as an Aave style competitor, but on Avalanche. And my final DeFi pick is my most bullish DeFi pick, and that's GMX, okay? Not good morning, although I hope you have a good morning as well. No, GMX, which is by far the highest TVL of all derivatives. You can see it here, even beating DYDX, and then after that, competition is not even close. GMX has got great analytics, a lot of total users, and earning tons of fees as well. But that might not even be the most bullish indicator right here. We also have BitMEX CEO. He owns a huge GMX holdings. Not only that, he made a huge call to buy Solana a year ago, and he just started talking about now's the time to sell your Solana. So Arthur Hayes tweeting publicly he's going to start taking Solana profit and putting it into other projects. He's already labeled himself as a huge GMX bull. Is this going to increase GMX engagement? Is he going to start tweeting about it? Will we see more and more posts about GMX? So might have it pumped by Arthur Hayes. Has really, really good analytics. And not only that, the top TVL derivatives exchange, and it's not even close. You got to have GMX in your portfolio. And a huge reason why this is important, as crypto becomes more and more mainstream, I expect more sophisticated traders to start trading Bitcoin. Think sophisticated traders, Nancy Pelosi's husband. So as more and more sophisticated traders start looking at Bitcoin as a real asset, then they might doing some more sophisticated style trades. And then that's where I expect derivatives exchange to really have some good volume. Imagine you're a BlackRock executive and you got $1 million to trade with on the weekends. Hey, you know, put a little bit of that capital in Bitcoin. Your whole company's talking about it. I expect more and more of these Wall Street types to start placing bets on the derivatives exchanges, and GMX is going to be a huge winner from that narrative shift. All right, it's time for our next category, and I only have one coin from it, and it's not that well known of a category. In fact, the category doesn't exist on CoinMarketCap. Talking about DeSci, Decentralized Science. The project is VitaDAO, and I'm going to let him explain in one sentence what exactly they do.
VitaDAO funds early-stage therapeutics that could have a big impact on longevity in exchange for the intellectual property the research creates.
So we have a longevity play, and DeSci, like I said, is a very new category. It does not exist on CoinMarketCap. You can see it here on CoinGecko. And VitaDAO coming in at the number 3 spot here. Pretty small market cap of $84 million. I would keep an eye out on this one. Why did DeSci get a little bit of a pump earlier? Well, it pumped off a very small tweet. Nothing really special here. Been reading about biotech, and then the whole DeSci sector just popped off. A lot of coins, VitaDAO did about a 2.5x. A lot of coins did 2x's, 3x's. Small market caps did even 5x's out of nowhere off a very small CZ tweet. Also, imagine Vitalik, you know, I think he's a little bit interested in this as well. So is Charles Hoskinson. I expect DeSci to become a popular category, popular narrative, as more and more billionaires become interested in living forever. All right, that's a thing they're going to do. So I do expect DeSci to be huge. I would keep an eye out on VitaDAO and interesting, CZ, getting all types of support here from people. So a lot of interest in research funding for science and longevity in particular. Now, my next category is going to be a lot of people's favorite, gaming and GambleFi, and I'm going to kind of combine them into one thing, and we got 3 projects to keep an eye out for. All right, so our first coin is Rollbit, and this is a GambleFi token. You know, we were first talking about this, you know, pretty cheap, under 10 cents, right now coming in at 14 cents. Flirted with a quarter. It was hitting right around 25 cents. So right now it is down about 50% from its all-time high. So I see a little opportunity there. One of the main reasons I'm pretty bullish on Rollbit, though, is it makes revenue, which is a rare thing in crypto, unfortunately. Hitesh.eth has a very bullish scenario that he paints out here, currently running at a 533 million ARR. This is their annual revenue rate. They just put out a little graphic essentially saying, how much money that they're pulling in. So this is their current rate, $500 million. So fully diluted, looking at $728 million. Well, let's look at other revenue generating protocols, see where it compares. So Rollbit, this revenue doesn't technically happen with a smart contract. This is people losing money on a Jake Paul fight, if you will. So if we go here, you're not going to see them under fees. Right here, you can see fees for 1 year. Remember, $500 million, just going off that latest snapshot and then extrapolating, $500 million puts them at a number 5 project, ahead of Tron, ahead of Binance Smart Chain, PancakeSwap, ahead of OpenSea, ahead of Avalanche, ahead of Radium, ahead of all these players, except for Ethereum, Bitcoin, Lido, and Uniswap. If you know anything about these 4 projects, the biggest DeFi protocol, the biggest decentralized exchange, the biggest DeFi capable smart contract layer, and then Bitcoin itself with all the Bitcoin ordinals raising fees. So when you see it at that high of an ARR, and the valuation just really doesn't cut it. You can see its market cap, it is ranked 220. Meanwhile, it is a top 5 for revenue project. So I would keep an eye out on Rollbit. If they can manage to just increase their network share or even keep it the same as the sector grows, I expect the Rollbit token to really explode. Now let's go to some more traditional gaming. And the first one is IMX is now coming in at $2.50. When they did their airdrop at the tail end of 21, you can see it got as high as $8, $9. If we hit market cap, you see, okay, there's many more tokens out right now. So that isn't a very, very important thing to keep in consideration. Market cap, there's more tokens out. So if you look at price, market cap, pretty big divergence, usually keeps me away from a token. So why am I bullish on IMX? IMX is doing the most to capture traditional Web 2 gaming and bringing them into the Web 3 gaming fold. They have a very builder-friendly website, and they're working with all the top teams. And not only that, they got huge partnerships. One, they got a huge partnership with Amazon and Ubisoft, but they also got a huge partnership with Polygon/Matic. Polygon has the best biz dev team in all of crypto. I think that's hands down. And you can see here, they're working with Beam, Illuvium, Gods Unchained, which is their gaming project that they released. They also have more games that they're working on coming out in the pipeline. Really what makes it attractive, it's fee-less NFT trading. No one is going to want to pay $5 to change a gun skin on New Modern Warfare. Folks, they're not even going to want to pay 5 cents. If there's even 1 penny for a transaction fee, it would get roasted by the traditional gaming community. So for that reason, I don't expect to see any kind of 1 nickel transaction fee, 1 penny transaction fee, let alone a $22 gas fee. And so it really needs to be free, frictionless NFT trading if you're going to use NFTs in games. IMX has already mastered that. They already have fee-less NFT trading. So you want to update your Fortnite character skin, it has to be free. And IMX is far and away ahead of all the competitors in this field. Now, IMX is technically an L2, and I have it in the gaming section, but they're hyper-focused on gaming, and I don't really see them as a competitor to Optimism or Arbitrum. They're more a competitor with the gaming infrastructure tokens. Next project is Beam. You look on the 7-day, on the 1 month. It looks like, maybe we're not coming in at too toppy of a price, not too frothy of a price action. You can see it hit 2.67 cents. Right now, coming in under 2 pennies. So definitely a lot of room for the upside. A lot of people got in really, really cheap, though, under half of a penny there. The main reason I like Beam is giving me these 2021 vibes where you want to get this interesting gaming token, you had to get a BNB. You had to go on Binance Smart Chain, you had to switch the chain, and you had to swap your BNB for whatever sub $2 million market cap coin, whatever this random gaming token was. And it was a very, very lucrative experience for the BNB degens at the time, which I was one, and I'm seeing similar vibes right here. You have to get Beam to get a lot of these not that well-known gaming tokens right now. But that's not even what makes me most bullish on this project. It's their treasury, folks. So if we look at their market cap right now, they're coming in under $1 billion. They're ranked 76. but their treasury is actually quite lucrative. They actually have $36 million in cash on hand. That puts them far and ahead of many top projects you're going to see. They do not have treasury reserves that hard. Also, they have liquid crypto assets and they have some NFTs. But really what makes me bullish is $50 million in gaming tokens, everybody. And not only that, venture investments in these gaming tokens. So you can see here, sometimes the value instantly skyrocketed past the purchase value. And then this is making up some pretty good percentages for some of these tokens. So they have pre-sales in these tokens. And then when the token is released, typically what happens is you get in at a penny and the token's going to release at a nickel or 10 cents. And sure, maybe it dumps to 3 cents immediately, but you got in at a penny, so you don't really care. I see many opportunities right here. They have $50 million tied up in these gaming ecosystems. $500,000 here, $500,000 there, $300K there, $300K there, $250,000 there. They are early investors in Shrapnel. Some of these projects are really good projects. You can see Flare, Rainy Studios, Avalon. They got in on the pre-sales as some of the top gaming projects in the entire ecosystem. I expect these tokens to have unlocks and cliffs, but this is going to be 10 months from now, 18 months from now. These are going to be very lucrative for Merit Circle, or what is known as Beam. Merit Circle repurposed their name to Beam after being Merit Circle DAO there. I expect this to pay off very handsomely. This almost is a mutual fund of crypto gaming, and for that, I'm very bullish on Beam. All right, folks, we only have 2 sectors left, and we're heading into L2s. And then you're going to want to stick around for the last sector, which might be the most lucrative, folks. But what do we have for L2s? First up, we have Arbitrum. They released April of this year, and, you know, it had a pretty good price action afterwards, but then we hit the summer doldrums, and you can see it went all the way down to about 75 cents. Right now, we're up about 2x from that low level, coming in right around $1.50. Rank 45, market cap still under $2 billion. Why am I bullish on Arbitrum compared to some of these other L2s? Well, it's quite simple, baby. DeFi big money has flown to Arbitrum. The big players has chosen Arbitrum as the winner, and then the chosen few select the chosen few sometime. Some would say we saw that with Solana. And look right here, the metric we're looking at, DeFi total value locked, and Arbitrum coming in as the top layer 2, even beating Polygon. So this is definitely the top DeFi protocol for the whales when it comes to L2s. Optimism only has $500 million compared to Arbitrum's $1.5 billion. So coming in only at a third, whereas Base really only coming in at 1/6 right there. And after that, it's just the smaller players. So I'm more interested in the top ecosystem play here. And to me, Arbitrum is going to be probably the L2 that big money is just going to choose. But let me give you another warning about token unlocks here. We're going to scroll down and you can see we have a massive unlock happening soon. Happening in March of 2024. We're going to go from an available supply about 4.9 billion, roughly right under 5 billion, and then we're going to jump to right over 6 billion. So we got about 1 billion ARB tokens hitting the market soon, so keep an eye out on that. Now, a lot of times what happens, there's behind-the-scenes agreements where they promise not to sell any tokens. We saw that with FTX where people actually said, hey, remember when you promised not to sell our tokens and then you sold it? You know, this thing's tied up in court at the moment. I wouldn't expect all of these tokens to hit the market at once. I don't think someone's just going to fat finger bid sell. But I do expect a lot of sell pressure to happen at this moment. So keep an eye out on that. And there might be a cheaper opportunity to get in on Arbitrum. And one final thing that's really cool about this timeline, this is really close to the April halving for Bitcoin. And typically there's a pretty large pullback sometime after the halving. So you might actually have a good opportunity to get some cheap Arbitrum, potentially even maybe under $1, depending on how strong the pullback is if we do eventually get one. Typically, Bitcoin pulls back about 30 to 40%. Alts would bleed a little bit more than that. Again, if that happens. But let's go to the final L2, and that is Polygon. Yes, you know, it isn't a risky play, and it's a, you know, somewhat obvious play. Some would say, oh, it's a boring pick. But if you look here, I mean, Polygon doesn't look that bad for as far as price action. You go to market cap, they really haven't diluted the supply too much. Look at this, 96% of the token is out in circulation. So the newer L2s, they have an issue of massive token unlocks, a lot of sell pressure. Polygon sell pressure days are behind it for the most part. So you don't have to worry about as much sell pressure heading up into the bull run. So even though there's a higher market cap, the lack of tokens is really going to negate that effect here. The number one reason I'm bullish on Polygon, however, is their biz dev team. This is their top 10 partnerships. These partnerships are going to blow you away. I hope you're sitting down. Number one, we have Nike, Starbucks, Reddit, MasterCard, Adobe, Disney, Meta/Facebook, Adidas, Mercedes, and Google Cloud. Tell me these aren't some of the biggest names in all of corporate America. And now you have a chain working with these. They have the people's numbers. They have the CEO, the CTO. And if you're a new company, who would you say is Disney's biggest competitor? Maybe it's Paramount. Paramount's looking to do some sort of things with NFTs. Who do you think they're going to go to, folks? They're going to work with Polygon. Same thing's going to go with Nike's in it, Adidas in it. Where's Reebok going to go? You think Reebok wants to go elsewhere? No, Reebok wants to go where the cool kids are. So these business development partnerships are going to be massive for an onboarding for retail. The one that gets me most excited, probably Starbucks. I think Starbucks is going to have a reward loyalty program where your reward card is an NFT. You got your 10 Frappuccinos, and now you could turn in your NFT for a free macchiato. Well, maybe you don't want that macchiato. Maybe you'd rather sell that NFT for $2 online and maybe, get some free whipped cream in your next coffee order. So I expect Starbucks to be a massive onboarding event for retail. I think people will get their first crypto wallet, get their first NFT without them even being aware via Starbucks loyalty program. So very bullish on Polygon's biz dev team and what they got for the future. But now it's time for the degen plays, folks. And if you're not a degen, stop watching, okay? In fact, delete this from your watch history. I don't want people to know you're a dirty rat. Because now we're going nuts, folks. We're going to talk about meme tokens. I know. That's right. We're looking at 2 memes, and I said this could be the most lucrative. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, folks. The first one we have is Snake. Snake has an actual product here. You can see it's Snake Coin ADA if you want to follow them on X. This is the top meme coin on Cardano. They've been very, very popular lately. George has been talking about it lately. But they actually have a product, unlike a lot of meme coins. Sometimes a meme coin barely has a website, and I say barely because the website will suck. Snake Energy could be huge showing up at the 2024 crypto conferences. So you're at a crypto conference, you're looking to buy a meme coin. Oh, I've talked to 3 meme coin teams. One team, well, they all had matching t-shirts. One team, I don't know, the guy had BOs, that's probably bullish. And then the third team, they had a cool booth, and I actually saw everyone walk around with their Snake Energy drink. Which meme coin would you buy? I know which one I'm buying. I'm buying the one with an actual product that could turn into more retail adoption, could turn into revenue for the holders, potentially here. And like I said, it is the top meme coin on Cardano. And some call Cardano the top community coin, the strongest community. And what's stronger for a community than a meme coin? So we have a strong community catalyst on the top community protocol. What could that mean for Snake? I mean, I would be a little bit careful getting Snake. I mean, if you look here, it's looking toppy. I was actually telling a lot of people to sell here. I sold, and I didn't accumulate much. I didn't accumulate any, and now I feel bad, and now it's up, and now I don't even want to sell the Snake I got left. So I've kind of turned into a long-term hodler for Snake, and I expect a lot of Cardano native junkies like me to have a similar experience. So right now, potential bull flag forming. Watch out for that. If we look at the 1 month, slightly setting in some higher lows. This could be bullish, or this could retrace 40%. These are meme tokens, folks, so you got to be careful. But I'm very bullish on Snake. And for number 2, it's also a little controversial. It is Pepe, everybody. Pepe is probably the number 3 meme coin on Ethereum. Pepe is probably the number 3 meme coin, you would say, overall. Number 1, you got Doge. Number 2, you got SHIB. Many people are putting Pepe at number 3. Well, let's compare these market caps, folks. If we look, the market cap of Doge, 13 billion. SHIB, 6 billion. Pepe, 600 million. So Pepe is less than 10% of Shiba's market cap. So that means if Pepe and SHIB had the same market cap, that meant Pepe did a 10x relative from these levels. Meanwhile, to catch up with Doge, we're looking at a 22x here. 22x to reach Doge levels at 9 cents. And Doge used to be over 70 cents. I know it's been diluted a little bit, but let's just say at least a 5x in market cap value. That means Doge was around $70 billion. You're looking at 100x for Pepe to hit that level. I don't think Pepe's going to hit 70 billion. In fact, I'm pretty sure it won't. but I do think it will be a little bit higher, say 12 months from now. There is one more bullish narrative for Pepe, and that's, what does Pepe stand for? For some, it's just a funny frog, but for others, it actually kind of acts as a symbol of free speech. And with us heading into a presidential election, November 2024, I expect free speech to be more of a topic of conversation, and any topic about free speech is going to be good for Pepe, the meme coin. And if there's any kind of bans for memes, Pepe is going to flourish in that environment. So if we get a meme season, First Amendment and free speech censorship as a trending topic, and we're just generally bullish, I expect that to be a perfect storm for Pepe, and I wouldn't be surprised if it can easily knock off a 0. Some would say knock off 3 zeros. I wouldn't go that far, but it could definitely knock off a 0. Then, move that decimal point and get a little bit higher, folks. If we look at the all-time price chart here, you can see it is considerably down over 50% at this point. All right, there you have it, folks. That's my 16 coins for the ultimate 2024 crypto portfolio. Let us know, what coins did I not have that need to be on there, and tell me which coin definitely doesn't deserve to be in my top 16 list. We're going to be going down and maybe even do an updated video based on your comments, so let us know down below. I'm DZ for Discover Crypto, and at the end of 2024, I'll see you at the top.